What's up, everyone? So there are tons of free VST plugins out there. Obviously, that's why I have this channel. And even more so, I think out of any free VST, Piano VSTs are wicked common, right? They're all over the place. So in this video, I'm going to talk about my 5 favorite and the 5 best free Piano VST plugins that I've ever used. These are all the ones that not only are amazing in terms of sound quality and the functionality, but in addition, these are all the piano plugins that I personally use in my own productions. Kicking off with Creepy Piano. Now I want to say these plugins are not in any particular order. These are just, the way I decided to do them. So starting off with Creepy Piano. The unique thing about this, because obviously, again, you can download so many different piano plugins that have the typical piano sound. We all know. I want to start off with this one because this one's really unique. First off, there's a bunch of different settings, and as it sounds, this one has some creepy elements. And even some pianos, I'm not going to lie, aren't even creepy, but they just have some cool effects. So you have this one little riff here, just basically like a C chord that you can hear. Right? But playing it and clicking around. Right? So many unique functions, so I'm just going to click around here. Let's try Psychic. Right, so if you're looking for like a very particular piano sound, this has a ton of them. Almost maybe like a slight harpsichordish type sound there. Right? It's more of like a pad type sound. And then obviously on this plugin you have cutoff, attack, decay, sustain, release, and reverb. Right, so you can kind of mess around with this as much as you want. But I think especially if you're looking for a piano sound in your productions and you don't want just the cliche piano sound, you want something more unique to it, it's a good way to go. Next is the Scarat London Piano. This one, being honest, is probably one of my most used pianos in general. Like, let's say I just want a very cliche piano, nothing, no effects on it, nothing crazy on it, like the last one. This is a great way to go, so I'm going to play it up. I love the sound of this piano. Being honest, this is one of those ones, though, that definitely needs some reverb, so I'm just going to throw this on. Actually, I'm going to parallel process this. Big pro tip, when using reverb, I almost always parallel process my reverb. So I'm just going to do this quick. I'm just going to maybe just add this in and show you maybe how it... So I typically do my reverb like this, and then do some post-EQing, but I'll just do this for now. Right. So for a very cliche, almost classical sounding piano, Scarat London Piano, such a good way to go. Next up is the Awesome Piano. Now this piano is awesome, as it sounds. This is now out of this list, there's 3 pianos that are basically normal sounding pianos and your traditional piano. And there's 2 that are a bit funky and a bit weird, right? Because again, sometimes when I'm using a piano in a song, I want it to be maybe not a perfectly good sounding piano. So the good thing about this one is it's basically a dissonant or detuned piano. So for anything scary, creepy, horror, similar to the first one I showed you, or to basically anything that you want or some really unique effect, this is a good one. So I'm going to play it up. Right, so you kind of hear that kind of odd sounding effect, right? Let me do this, so. Alright, in addition, you notice you have this one knob here that says weird. And as you can imagine, the more you turn it up, the weirder things get, so. So I'm going to play this a little melody here without weird, or basically 0% weird, and then show you 100. So it sounds like this. Alright, and now let's do it 100% weird. Alright, so I think especially if you want like a piano sound that is piano-ish, but has some weird stuff going on with it, Awesome Piano is awesome. Next up is probably my most used piano out of any Piano VST, if you want to be honest. This is the Versillion Studios Chamber Orchestra 2 upright piano. For Studio Studios, I'm a huge fan of all the free VST plugins. They have some of the best orchestral, actually I'd say probably the best free set of orchestral plugins, whether it's a piano, a violin, a clarinet, whatever the case is. So also this is an upright piano, so I'm going to play this. Right, I think this is probably the most, in my opinion, one of the most realistic sounding pianos out of any plugin I've ever used. Right, showing all the different octaves. And obviously here you have, attack, decay, sustain, release, volume, pan, reverb. Obviously turn that up the reverb a little bit. So for a great sounding upright piano, you cannot go wrong with Studio Studios. And last, but definitely not least, the Keyzone Classic. This is probably my favorite piano VST plugin I've ever seen out there for a bunch of different reasons. So first off, you have 5 different pianos. You have the Keyzone piano, the Yamaha Grand piano, Steinway piano, basic electric piano, and the Rhodes piano. So I'm going to play this melody for each one of the 5 and then get into the actual program itself. So I'm going to play it up. And then last but not least, we got the Rhodes. So what I really like about this plugin is that first off, you have 5 different settings, right? Because there are some cases where, like say I'm doing a more classical song, I might want the Yamaha piano. Turn this up maybe a little bit. But like say, if I want like a rock feel, like sometimes, for example, the Steinway piano has that more of a rockish feel, for a particular song I'm working on. I actually just released a record called 5 O'Clock that this one just wasn't cutting it, any other piano plugin. So I tried the Steinway piano, I'm like, that's the exact sound I want for that kind of rock piano-ish feel. In addition, you have the ADSR, attack, decay, sustain, release, reverb, detune. So if you want to kind of do like similar to, oh man. But actually, alright, so if you want similar to like, a awesome piano type thing, you have volume, obviously, the velocity curve, if you want just the velocity, and then the LFO rate. So let's say I want to do something with like expression. Right, if you want to add some more kind of like unique effects in there, I think when it comes to any piano plugin, this is probably, again, my favorite. I do use a VSCO2 with a Studio Studios piano a lot, but I think in terms of one that I want a lot of versatility, and especially when it comes to sound design, right? I mean, piano, when most people think of sound design, they usually think of like Serum or Massive or any other synthesizer, but, there is sound design, theoretically, within a piano, whether you want like an upright one, a classical grand piano, whatever the case is, and I think for sound design and for customization when it comes to piano, and especially free Piano VST plugins, the Keyzone Classic, definitely the best.